The CIA decided to give a literal trophy, an award, to the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Nayef bin Abdulaziz al-Saud. And they gave him an award for fighting terrorism. Saudi Arabia just got an award from the CIA for fighting terrorism. Where do I begin with this one? Good googly moogly. So the whole point of the CIA, by the way, is covert operations, and we know their history. We know that they existed to overthrow governments. They overthrew the democratically elected government, Mohammed Mossadegh, in Iran, and put in the Shah, a dictator. And they did that because the Shah would let us jack their oil. They, of course, ravaged South America. You know how many? I don't even know how many puppet regimes to the U.S. were there. There were democratic movements and democratic governments, and then we went in and said, nope, too leftist, overthrew them, put in fascist leaders. This is what the CIA does. The CIA was directly involved in torture under the Bush administration. This is what they do. They violate international law. They're the secret hand fucking directing a lot of shit around the world. You want to talk about conspiracies that aren't even really conspiracies? They're out in the open, that we have the record on it. We know the history of it. We have the documents. They've been declassified and everything. CIA through and through. So a terrorist organization like the CIA gives a terrorist government like Saudi Arabia an award on fighting terrorism. Orwell just spun over in his grave twice. I mean, for fuck's sake, man, this is breaking all kinds of irony records and hypocrisy records. The Saudi government is ISIS that made it. And I'm not the one who came up with that. There was an article, I think, in the New York Times a while ago that described them like that because they have the same philosophy. It's Wahhabi Islam, Salafi Islam, the most fundamentalist, ultra-conservative, right-wing, extremist, literalist version of Islam. So you treat women as second-class citizens. You don't let them drive. They need guardians to go anywhere and do anything. You have beheadings in the public square for sorcery and witchcraft and drug smuggling. All atheists are terrorists. All the Jews are evil. This is a terrorist state. That's what it is. And they were involved, elements in the government, not the government itself, but elements in the government were involved in funding 9/11 hijackers and funding 9/11. So this idea of the people who today are helping funnel arms and money to jihadists in Syria and are arming al-Qaeda with the weapons we gave them in Yemen to fight the Houthis, the people who are spreading the jihadist mindset right now, that you give them an anti-terrorism award? Fuck off. This is just as ridiculous as putting Saudi Arabia on the UN Human Rights Panel, the Human Rights Council. Are you kidding me? They lead it. They lead it. They lead it. What kind of a joke is that? It's like putting Dick Cheney in the head of the board of morality or some shit. Or fucking, a famous serial killer. What's his name? Charles Manson or some shit. This is just depressing. Trump, I thought you were going to drain the swamp, man. What happened? This is happening under Trump and awards going to Saudi Arabia. Anti-terrorism. I'm tough on radical Islam. Anyway, let's give an award to the biggest perpetrators here.